Welcome to another crossover Heroclix Solo play, this time featuring S.H.I.E.L.D. versus the Justice League. The crossover series focuses on using named theme teams featuring sets that have already been covered in my top 10 series. So far, there have been 4 Marvel sets and 3 DC sets covered in my top 10 series. And in case you missed it, remember to go back and watch the team building for the Justice League and their match against the X-Men. I wanted to keep the winning team intact and try out another team against them with 3 figures with leadership, and I decided to go with S.H.I.E.L.D. this time as it had a mix of figures rated in my top 10 videos in their respective sets in Nick Fury, Winter Soldier, Iron Man, and Captain America. And 2 of these figures placed number 1. So let's go over the strategy and team build for the S.H.I.E.L.D. team. Starting with Nick Fury, you'll see him paired with Contingency Plan. This feat will be useful in providing extra modifiers for the S.H.I.E.L.D. team. Gorilla Man is actually on this team to serve as mastermind fodder for Nick Fury. His longish dial, toughness, and end dial regeneration make him an excellent choice for Nick Fury to transfer his damage to. This will keep Nick from using Life Model Decoy too early, as Gorilla Man can take a couple of solid hits, and possibly more if he gets a decent regeneration roll. Captain America will focus on taking out Batman with his Deflection Trajectory special power, so I may have Dum Dum Dugan follow him around to hopefully get a leadership roll or 2 and keep Captain America on the offensive. With Dum Dum's S.H.I.E.L.D. team ability, it'll also help give Cap an extra range, and now I can always push him into Perplex if I need to. Iron Man will have to stay flexible on this team as he's the only one with flight, and it may become a taxi if they are in an unfavorable map. Winter Soldier will probably be the figure being carried as his stealth will allow Iron Man to maneuver around the map while using Winter Soldier to block lines of fire. Winter Soldier has the other 2 feats in the team. Unstoppable to give him more mobility so he can get into a good sniper position if I see a weak spot in the Justice League's formation. His super strength will also come in handy, so I'll make sure to use 3 heavy objects with his team so he has plenty of hiding spots and objects for some damage boosts. Spotter made sense to me on Winter Soldier since I want him to stay on his first click for as long as possible, and he lacks any move and attack on his first click anyway, so having him modify attack values by +1 gives him something to do while he is positioning himself, and it also adds to the myriad of ways that this team can modify combat values. All in all, their +3 bonus to the deployment roll should help S.H.I.E.L.D. in getting unrestricted operations, so they can stick to their strategy as often as they can against a formidable Justice League team. The Justice League will try and focus on targeting Captain America and choose an indoor map that has walls or blocking terrain to restrict Cap's line of fire. Alias will be on Batman in case he gets targeted, so he'll have a chance to try and prevent the attack. Batman will focus on using Outwit as a defensive measure, so I don't plan on being too aggressive with him until Captain America is dealt with. Black Canary and Zatanna will stay flexible on their role and go where they're needed, while the arrows will pour it on using their 10 range to their advantage. Sorry to have to bring this video to you in this format, but this match was just a thrashing. After that terrible deployment roll by the Justice League on their second turn, which cleared the entire S.H.I.E.L.D. team, they just couldn't recover. They missed both of their attacks using up 2 team probability controls and Zatanna's own probability control just to try to get Captain America off of those killer clicks. Couldn't hit it. Red Arrow tried as well, missed as well. And in the turn after, which was turn 2 for S.H.I.E.L.D., Captain America got another attack for 4 damage on Green Arrow, and Iron Man targeted Red Arrow and also hit him for 4 damage. So they just couldn't recover. Batman was already kind of bruised. These 2, total of 8 damage that the arrows took. At that point, Green Lantern, I think, had 2 tokens trying to get that, team probability control to work. But unfortunately, again, the Justice League just couldn't recover from that. One of the takeaways I got from this match was that leadership definitely makes a big difference in adding to the deployment rolls. S.H.I.E.L.D. got 3 turns in which they benefited from having the +3 leadership. In other words, those 3 turns turned from being kind of low rolls to being unrestricted operations and pretty much allowed S.H.I.E.L.D. to do whatever it wanted turn after turn, while the Justice League struggled. As you saw, started off with that terrible roll on top of that, not really getting another unrestricted operations for the rest of the match. This match is definitely going to be the match that helps me make some changes to the solo rules the way I'm playing them. I honestly don't even know if these rules are official WizKids Heroclix Solo rules, because if you go back to the intro video, I do mention that I found them from a website that I'll make sure to include at the bottom on the description. I do feel that leadership just adds way too much In the game itself, leadership is actually already a great power. And you're adding to the fact that it also benefits you outside the game in that realm where it's supposed to be the rules, and the rules are supposed to be fair to everyone. And the leadership just kind of tilts it towards one direction too far. I do prefer the randomness, especially when I'm doing a solo play, because again, if I keep getting unrestricted operations, I'm going to play the team as intended the best way possible, which is putting the other team at a huge disadvantage and doesn't really let me get a good feel for both teams if that's the case. So that's it for now. Stay tuned for some upcoming content with some of the solo stuff that, seeing as how I am going to look into changing that. So stay tuned for updates and videos that will update you regarding anything with the solo play rules. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.